there are going to be days that your body's going to whisper to you, rest. And if you ignore that because you're supposed to do your yoga practice and movement 7 days a week, it doesn't heal as much as just that deeper listening to self and being okay with the days that you missed because life happened. Something came up. It's okay.
Yeah. So you're really touching on a very important part on the healing journey, which is self-love.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a certain part of the brain that actually opens up with self-love. I think it was the amygdala. I keep
Uh-huh.
getting details sometimes, but it kind of opens up this place of like, yeah, if I bring self-love to it, then I heal myself on a very deep level. And self-love has played a huge part in your healing journey. So can you just touch a little bit more on that? I know you, in between the lines, you talked about it a lot the last hour, but still, can you bring a little bit more attention? Like, what is the self-love and what is this? Why is it so important? And maybe you just repeat what you already said, but it's like
Yeah.
self-love was huge for you, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't always that way. You talk to me now, and I say it to everybody, like, love yourself, forgive yourself, be there for you, you know. But I was so critical and so harsh on myself, and I always thought, even though like I did good in school, I got good grades, I was a competitive athlete, I played Division I sports, I did all these things, and I should have been really proud of myself for all the things that I accomplished. I finished college at the age of 21. I started college when I was 17, like motivated, super go, go, go person. And all the while, my message to myself was, you could do more. You could be better. And it didn't help at all. And then when I started to get really sick, it was more of a message of, you did this to yourself. What did you do? Look at this place you've gotten yourself into. And at some point, I just got sick of hearing it. And there definitely was more than one time where, you're on the bedroom, whatever floor, maybe in your bed, just having a good soul wrenching cry and wanting something different. And just having that hope and that belief that probably was whispered to me time and time again when I was on that mat in yoga class, thinking about how this stretching's good for my body. And anytime they went to the metaphysical stuff, I kind of tuned out, but I think it started to sneak in. And somewhere along the way, I started to learn that I deserved to feel better, and that the only way that I was going to really be able to love someone else is when I love myself enough. And I think that was a really big motivating thing for me, is that I had this deep desire to have a partner for life, and I had this deep desire to have a family, and I could never make it work in the past. And when I was in that place of kind of like my dark spot, when I had the cancer and the autoimmune and the stressful job and the relationship that was not as fulfilling as I wanted it to be, there was a part of me that recognized that it was really deeply rooted within myself, and that I needed to start figuring out how to take better care of myself. And that started with my diet, that started with my habits. And then a few years went by and I was introduced to this world of Ayurveda, and they were like, that's all good, but you really have to start working on loving yourself a little bit more. So if the concept of like really feeling good about yourself and loving yourself seems like maybe that's for that hippy dippy woman up in Alaska, but it's not for me. Start somewhere. With start with little things that are nurturing and kind.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that you go to bed earlier. Maybe it's that you drink, 2 Nalgene's worth of water a day instead of just a cup in the morning. It can be these tiny little things, and do those from a place of, this is because I need it and I'm worth it. You don't even have to say love. And it starts to trickle in, and then it starts to it's like a snowball growing, It's sticky, it gets bigger, and it starts seeping into everywhere, so that your day to day is it's a lifetime of doing things that are nourishing and kind.
Mm.
And what the beautiful thing that it's done for me is set me up to be in a place where I feel really good about how I can show up for my daughter. And I'm really confident that even though I'm going to be 39 this year, and so I'm kind of an older mom to have a 7-month-old baby, I'm confident that the time that I'm going to have with her throughout her childhood and as I age is going to be this really beautiful thing. And I'm not gonna transition into my 40s and 50s and see it as this downhill spiral. I've got this little gem that I can show up for because I started to show up for myself.
Yeah. So, so beautiful. And I mean, really, you gave us really the place to get started from is really self-love.